See that flag right there? That flag right there lets me know that the team that won the Super Bowl 3 years ago no longer exists. And after what happened today, I know it's a fact. Because for the simple fact is, this is a team that didn't play like they were supposed to have played after the bye week. 1-4 after the bye. That means that one bye week that he won, that was in 2017, the year that he went to the Super Bowl. That's the only bye week he has won. At first, when he first had the bye week, he was 0-1. The year he became the coach, 2016. 2017, he won his first bye week, the first bye game after the bye. In the next 4 seasons, or now next 5 seasons now, we 1-5 after the bye. And that is a pathetic crime shame. I mean, I did not watch the game today because super fact is, a friend of mine was here and he watched the game of him. He watched the game himself, not the game against the Eagles. He watched another team play. So I was not able to watch the Eagles play, but I was able to keep up with some of the highlights that I seen on ESPN and on NFL Network. They showed a team that was in total destruction. Defense couldn't stop the run. They let David Jones run that 34-yard touchdown play, which really sickens me. And then they let Wayne Garman, a second string or third string running back, run up the gut on them several times because the fact is Jim Schwartz called some bad defensive plays. And for what I've seen, this team has no heart. This team has no emotion. They have no will against teams that are not even inferior to them. The Giants are an up-and-coming ball club. They still in a rebuilding process. They got Daniel Jones, their franchise quarterback. They got Saquon Barkley, their franchise running back. Their offensive line are piece by piece like we are, but they play a better game than the Eagles have played offensively, defensively, in the game that I've seen. I mean, the highlights were so sickening to see. I mean, Carson went through for 200-some yards, no touchdown, but he did not throw a single pick in the game. But he have had a fumble or two from what I've seen as well. So the Eagles have coughed up the ball a few times in that game, but they were not able. I mean, it's a difference when you fumble the football and a team recovers, and there's also an interception that you throw. Now, between both interception and a fumble, to me, the fumbles are the worst because the fumble give your team excellent position or the opposing team's better position to win the football game or to score points. When you throw an interception can either be thrown and the guy who got the pick can run it, or you can stop him at the point of where the interception was thrown. So that's the difference between a pick six, an interception, or a fumble. I hate fumbles the most because the fumbles mean that you are not taking good care of the football because you handling the ball wrong, or there's somewhere along the line that you are known for fumbling, so teams take advantage of that and they cause you to fumble, sack, or fumble recovery. So all this was going on in this game because the Eagles got sacked. I mean, Wentz was sacked 3 times in this football game, and the Eagles will sack their boy 3 times. So they're even when it comes to sacking the quarterback. But the thing is, I didn't see no will. I did not see no will in this team, no emotion, and no heart. No heart. So, from what I've read also, Doug Peterson is now on the hot seat. and the rest of the coaching staff on the offensive side of the football and defense side of football. So if anybody is going to get fired, it may be Doug Peterson, and maybe it's going to be Doug Peterson for sure, and it's also going to be Jim Schwartz, because Schwartz, for some reason, does not have the audacity to make adjustments at halftime. He has done this all season. There have been a couple of games that he have had made adjustments, but if you look at all of the games that we done played, we're now 3-5-1. 3-5-1. Those 5 losses, no adjustments. No adjustments. And the 3 wins, minor adjustment. Nothing really major. No interceptions. 3 sacks. Few hits and knocks down there and here and there. I mean, I haven't been like this since Chip Kelly was the coach of the Philadelphia Eagles. 2015 is the last time I felt this way. And Chip Kelly was stubborn and not changing his plays or trying to adjust to the NFL standards of play calling. Doug Peterson, stubborn. He's not making any adjustments. It's the same old plays here and there. And I remember reading and hearing from opposing teams who we have played in the past or this coming season and the previous last season before when the Peterson went back-to-back 97 seasons. If you guys remember, the first 97 game, the Eagles wound up playing the New Orleans Saints and lost that game in the first round. The second time they went 97, we wound up playing the Chicago Bears. Won that game 16-15 or 14-15, whatever, 15-14, whatever it was. All I know it was a low-scoring game, and they barely won that game. And then we wound up playing the New Orleans Saints again. No, we wound up playing the Seattle Seahawks after the Chicago win and lost that game. So, look like this year it ain't gonna be no different because of the one tie. And I've always have said before that ties, to me, a tie means a loss. It doesn't mean you won or push you in position to be a better team going forward. See, I don't like ties. I despise ties. To me, ties need to be demolished or stricken from the NFL record books. Ties need to be demolished because it needs to go from overtime to a second overtime. To me, it needs to go to 2 overtimes, and that's something the NFL might need to consider after the season is over with. Because to me, if none of the team doesn't score in the first overtime, there needs to be a second overtime where the time is short. Instead of 15 minutes, they need to make it like 10 minutes. Kind of limit the time when it comes to second overtime. That's where both teams don't get tired. So whoever scores first wins the football game. That's how it needs to be in the NFL. It needs to be 2 overtime plays after both teams score, or we don't score in the fourth quarter going into overtime. So I mean, there needs to be some changes in the NFL record books. They need to get rid of ties because, like I said, I hate ties. To me, a tie means a loss. That's how I take it. Some people out there think a tie it means a win. No, it does not, because a tie can work for you or work against you. And right now, with the Eagles being 3-5-1, a tie is working against them. So right now we should probably be 4-4. We should be 4-4 or 5-4, or better yet, 4-5. To me, 4-5 is way better than 4. It's better than 3-5-1. If the Eagles were like 4-5, that would be great because the 9 games been played already. We're now in the game. It's now week 9. I'd rather be 4-5 than be 3-5-1. I'd rather see it, because to me, I despise ties. I really do. But for the remainder of this game that I did not see, that I'm glad I didn't see, but I seen the highlights on NFL Network and ESPN. You know, they run the earlier games. I was really, really disappointed. But overall, I can say congrats to the New York Giants for beating the Eagles 27-17. That win for the Giants, that's an 8-game winning streak that the Eagles had over the Giants. They went back to 2015, maybe 2016 season. It goes back that far. So sometimes streaks come to an end, and this is a Giants team that's up and coming. They got their quarterback. Like I said before, they got their quarterback. They got their running back. They got a few wide receivers, not in the number ones, but if they get a good draft pick in the first round, that's a good chance they could find their number one wide receiver, or they could get one in free agency. So you never know when it comes to New York Giants. So I'm not gonna say that the tides have turned right now, because to me the Eagles are still a good football team. They just need some new ideas in their play calling. And even if it means getting rid of Doug Peterson, or keeping Doug, and Doug hire someone with a better offensive mind, cause these RPOs that he's running, they are becoming to be predictable. Consequently, not getting no protection, and so now it getting to a point there now where at first I didn't want to say Carson Wentz is not the problem. I'm beginning to do a little rethinking now. Some of these bad plays that Carson Wentz is doing for himself, it is on him. It ain't just the offensive line alone. It's on him. It's on him now. And when you get sacks, or when you get popped and get hit in the backfield by the opposing defensive line, and you continue to hold on to the ball longer than what you should, instead of getting rid of the football, throwing it away, or throwing it to a new receiver to stop the negative play, because when you get sacked, you lose yardage, and you're going back instead of going forward. So some of these blames now are beginning to see, after looking at week 1 all the way up to week 9. After clear speculation of watching what I'm seeing, some of these bad plays are on Wentz, and a lot of you Eagle fans really probably don't want to hear me say that, but it's the truth. I'm saying it now. Carson Wentz needs to wise up. He needs to wise up, and he needs to get rid of the football, and we need some better play calling, because see, the play calling, like I said before, the play calling that Doug and giving to Wentz is not working anymore. So we need some new ideas. And I'm looking at the college level, I'm seeing a whole bunch of new ideas that the Eagles could probably use right now. There's a guy by the name of Jeff Grimes. He's the offensive coordinator for the BYU Lions. And this man got some. This offensive coordinator got some. He has a very vast offensive mind. I mean, the guy knows how to get rid of he knows how to put the quarterback in position to get rid of the football. And I don't see that in Doug Peterson no more. Carson Wentz started out pretty good in his rookie year, and into his second year up to the injury. And then it's like after the injury, he came back in 2017. I mean, from 2018. He played erratic, and now I'm not going to mock the back injury that he suffered later into that season, because later in that season he wound up being out for the rest of the year, and so I'm not going to blame any injury, because he is far over those injuries. The ankle injury that he suffered in the Super Bowl year, and up into the back injury that he suffered in 2018. Those injuries are 2 and 3 years apart. So you really can't blame none of the injuries that he has suffered over the years this time around. It's the bad play calling, it's the protection up front, no running game, wide receiver not getting open. I mean, it's like teams defensively know what the Eagles are going to run before the Eagles run these plays. They begin to be predictable, and like Chip Kelly's offense up to now his first year when Chip Kelly's first offense came to the NFL in 2013, his offense was unpredictable. But in the following years, 14 to 15, teams have found ways to counter Chip Kelly's offense by having good linebackers at the line of scrimmage. That's how you stop with Chip Kelly offense because see, wide receivers they got to run routes and offensive linemen have to get up real quick to block their line. To me, when you full rush an offensive line that they're getting up that quickly, you can knock them over and get to the quarterback. So that's how teams have been able to battle Chip Kelly's offense, and that would lead to his firing. The Peterson's offense, teams have found ways to block everybody out front. They know that Wentz gets the ball to Zach Ertz. They know he gets the ball to Alshon Jeffries. They know that the running game goes through Mike Sanders or Boston Scott. Teams know this. So when you block Alshon Jeffries, when you block the tight ends up front, when you block the running game from even getting started, the only person left in the backfield is the quarterback. So who rushed the quarterback? Either the defensive front three in a 3-4 defense or the front four in the 4-3 defense. Those guys can pin their ears back, push the offensive line into a hole, and crush the quarterback and get to him just like that. This is what I've been seeing all season long, and this is why that Carson ain't been able to breathe in that backfield because when you don't run the football, you can't play action pass, you can't get the ball out, so it's going to lead to you getting hit, it's going to lead to interceptions, it's going to lead to fumbles, and all a bunch of other bad plays on the offensive side of the football to the opposing defense. This is what I've been seeing all season long, and it ticks me off when you throw for under 300 yards and you don't throw no touchdown passes. And only two touchdown passes, only two touchdowns came off the run game. Mike Sanders ran one, and I think Boston Scott got the other one. So them the only one, 14, and then they kicked the field goal. The field goal was kicked in the first half of the game. So it ticks me off, it bugs me, and it bothers me that this team is not looking any different. They looked what they did in the first half of the season. Ain't nothing different. The same old offensive line getting beat up, quarterback getting knocked down, hit, sacked, popped, fumbles, interceptions. No wide receiver can't run the ball because see now, this guy, the wide receiver, number 18, Travis. I'm gonna say Travis. I can't think of his whole name right off the bat, but Travis. Teams have found ways to cover him now. So now you're left with nobody out to get the ball out. It is what it is. When you find a new weapon, him gonna find ways to stop you from getting the ball to a new weapon. That's how defenses are built in the NFL. Defenses are built to stop opposing players for getting the ball to the number one player. And Travis at the time was the number one player. He was. Now that I think Alshon back, and for what I've seen on the video, on the highlights, the man only got targeted one time, and the rest of the game he didn't get no more balls after that. So that lets me know that Alshon's time as an Eagle is done. That's all that lets me know. See, he's healthy now. And so now our next game is against the Cleveland Browns, and it's at Cleveland. Cleveland is 6-3. They're 6-3 right now. They won the better team defensively, offensively, and won a better, well-coached team. That we got to face. And then after that, we got to play the Seattle Seahawks. So this stretch that's going on, Browns, Seahawks, Green Bay, those 3 top teams that we got to play. And I doubt we win those games. I doubt it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, only way the Eagles win those games and that the Eagles come up with some other kind of play, offensive plays, and any new offensive play to beat these teams. If they ain't gonna, if they're gonna be the same plays day in, day out, I don't see no win. It is what it is. So I'm gonna go ahead and end this video on the best positive note that I can give you guys at this moment. Like I said before, if you like my video, fine. If not, get off my page or get off my video channel. It is what it is. But anyway, thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and let me know what you like the video. But like I said, I'm gonna go ahead and end this video positively. At this time, normally I would sing the fight song. I'm not even cheerful enough to sing the fight song, so I'm not even gonna sing it. But I'm gonna do this right here. EAGLES, Eagles. No smile on my face. It is what it is. Peace. One love.